Game 3 of the NBA East Finals was a battle not like any other. Despite the fact that Trae Young had a big night, it was not enough, as the Milwaukee Bucks and Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo had a much better night than Trae Young. Game 4 of the NBA West Finals. It was memorable for the Phoenix Suns for a lot of reasons, but it was an unbearable night for the Los Angeles Clippers, who couldn't do much of anything right to save themselves. Now, all of a sudden, the Clippers find themselves in a big, big hole and a must-go-to-the-wall situation. I will have more about the 2 NBA series tonight, plus 2 Major League Baseball series that had everybody talking. I will talk about our crazy NASCAR weekend at Pocono. All of that tonight on the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend Wrap-Up. And a good evening, everybody. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk Show. I want to thank all of my viewers for being with me here tonight. It is the weekend wrap-up. I have a lot to talk about here in about the next half hour or so. Let's enjoy the show tonight, and I promise you it will be something to think about. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go right into the show and get you ready for a great night, and let's have a great show. In the game that you just saw earlier tonight, in game 3 of the NBA East Finals, the Milwaukee Bucks came back to beat the Atlanta Hawks 113-102. Chris Middleton, a huge night for him. 38 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. And Middleton himself had 6 3-pointers. That was huge. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 33 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He was only 6 of 13 at the free throw line, but still. Bobby Portis came off the bench tonight in a big way. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Brook Lopez, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. The Milwaukee Bucks had to come from behind to win the ball game tonight. They went on a 13-3 run late in the game, or actually late in the fourth quarter. And that is how they got the job done tonight. As for the Atlanta Hawks, all I got to say is a bad loss. This is a bad loss at the State Farm Center. Trae Young, 35 points, 4 assists, 1 steal. He tried to be Mr. Do-It-All. Daniel Gallinari, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. John Collins, they could have had a bigger night from him. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. And Kevin Huerter, they needed a big night from him, and they did not, and the Hawks did not get it at all. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks. That was it for him. That is what went wrong for the Hawks in Game 3 tonight. And Game 3 was on their home court. So excuse me if I just feel like just doing this. Let's see. The Milwaukee Bucks, they dominated in the paint 56-34 tonight. And Milwaukee out-rebounded Atlanta tonight 50-35. And on top of that, the Milwaukee Bucks shot 51.1% from the floor. That was huge. And think about this. Despite the fact that Giannis went 6 of 13 from the free throw line, and the Atlanta fans were counting because he likes to take a long time at the free throw line, despite that, the Bucks still won the game. And let's think about this too. The Atlanta Hawks, they only shot 46.4% from the floor. They only scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. They needed a huge fourth quarter to win tonight. They didn't get it. Trae Young stepped on an official's foot, injuring his right ankle. And at the free throw line, the Hawks were only 9 of 16 for 56.3%. That was it. This game was decided at the best way possible. It was decided by Middleton and Giannis. They had a combined 61 points just between those two. That is why the Milwaukee Bucks won Game 3 tonight, on the road, mind you. And they got it done at the best time possible. And that's the truth of the matter. We will have Game 4 of this series between the Hawks and the Bucks on Tuesday night. We'll see what happens then. But for right now, the Milwaukee Bucks find themselves up 2-1, and they're in the driver's seat. All right, let's move on. Game 4 of the NBA West Finals. I'm doing a review of this because I want to get you guys ready for Game 5. In Game 4 of the NBA West Finals between the Suns and the Clippers, it was a low-scoring, crazy, horrible shooting game. Now, the Suns did beat the Clippers 84-80. Now all of a sudden, the Los Angeles Clippers find themselves into they got to go to the wall situation. I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's think about this. For the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, 25 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. DeAndre Ayton, 19 points, 22 rebounds in that game, 3 assists, 1 steal, 4 block shots. No wonder the Clippers couldn't get a bucket. Chris Paul, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal in the game. That was it for him. And think about this. But let's think about the 3 shooters, the 3 double-digit scorers for the game. Booker, Ayton, and CP3, they combined to go 22 of 58 from the field. Remember that. The Los Angeles Clippers was not much to brag about. Paul George, 23 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. Reggie Jackson, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Ivica Zubac, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. And Terrence Mann, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal of the ball. And that's what was it. Now, the 4 guys that scored double figures for the Clippers, George, Jackson, Zubac, and Mann, they went a combined 22 of 61 for the game. And think about that. They only shot, and on top of that, the Clippers only shot 32.5% from the field. They were 3 of 19 from the field in the fourth quarter, and when they had a chance to tie the game or take the lead, they were 0 for 12. And from beyond the arc, 3-point land, they were 5 for 31 from beyond the arc. That's only 16.1%. But let's go back to the Phoenix Suns for a second. I mean, they only shot 36% from the floor. They won. They took points in the paint, 42-36, despite the fact that the 3-ball shooting night for the Suns wasn't much better. They only went forward 20 for 20%. But here's the main thing: the Suns out-rebounded the Clippers 59-51. The rebound machine of DeAndre Ayton was one of the big reasons for that. Think about it. Ayton had 22 rebounds in that game. In a big, big way. He came through, and right now, I think it's right now that the Suns are leading the series 3-1, but still. You're wondering why I did the buzzer. The reason why I did the buzzer was because let's think about this. I mean, from the field, the Suns only shot 36%. And right now, the Clippers, actually both teams, sounded like this. That's what I saw in Game 4 of the NBA West Finals. Now, Game 5 is tomorrow night. And it doesn't get any easier than this. If the Suns win, they're going to the finals. If the Clippers win, we'll have a Game 6 on Wednesday. And that is what. And from here on out, the Clippers, they're in a go-to-the-wall situation. It's a must-win situation here on out. It's plain and simple. Phoenix win one more, you're in. You're going to the finals. The Clippers, they got to win out the rest of the way. And if you think about the numbers that I saw in Game 4, if they only shoot 32.5%, they're going home. You can't go 3 of 19 in the fourth quarter at crunch time. And you can't go 0 for 12 with a chance to tie or take the lead in the game. The Clippers never let it all in this game. Never let it all in Game 4. And that is one of the main reasons why they lost. Now, they tried to claw their way back into it, but it was not enough. Game 5, tomorrow night, we'll see what happens. But if this is any indication, it'll be a nightmare. And the Phoenix Suns may be going to the NBA Finals for the first time, or only the second time in franchise history. All right, let's talk some Major League Baseball. we had two special interest series that I had on my mind. The Boston Red Sox swept the New York Yankees for a second time. The Red Sox are 6-0 against the Bronx Bombers. What happened this weekend? Well, let's see. In today's game on TBS, we watched the Red Sox destroy the Yankees 9-2. We watched the Red Sox light up Garrett Cole and send him packing early. Cole pitched 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, gave up 6 runs. 5 of those were earned. 2 walks. He did strike out 6, but he gave up 3 home runs. Garrett Cole. That's what happened to you today. The Red Sox just gave it to him. And let's think about this. Let's think about for the series. JD Martinez. He didn't do much, but he didn't have to, really. He was 2 for 11 for the series, this 3-game set. He did have a double. He walked twice. He had a home run, an RBI, and 3 strikeouts. Each buzzer's for the strikeout. Just keep that in mind. But still, you know what? Let's give him a little bit of love. Xander Bogaerts. He was 5 for 11. And he had 3 doubles in the series, 3 RBIs, 5 runs, and only 1 strikeout. So let's give him the
House of pleasure, house of pleasure, house of pleasure.
What a nice weekend for Bogaerts. He was 5 for 11, 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, 5 runs, and only 1 strikeout. I will not give him a buzzer. And also, too, Rafael Devers. He was 4 for 11 with 2 runs, a home run, 4 RBIs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. I had to do it. But still, you know what? Let's give him some love.
House of pleasure, house of pleasure.
And now for the New York Yankees. DJ LeMahieu. He was 5 for 14 with 2 runs, a home run, 4 RBIs, and a strikeout. Not enough of an effort like that. Aaron Judge. He was 3 for 12 with a home run, 2 RBIs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Gio Urshela. He was 2 for 12 with a run, a double, and 2 Ks in this series. So, the two bozo buzzers for Aaron Judge and for Gio Urshela. That's what happened in this series. But let's think about why the Red Sox are 6-0 against the Yankees. And keep in mind, this is combined both series. I crunched up some numbers. I looked at some of the numbers. And let's think about this for a minute. Gio Urshela, he is 7 for 21 with 2 doubles against the Boston Red Sox, but he has 6 strikeouts against them. Aaron Judge, he's 6 for 18 against the Red Sox. He does have a home run, 2 RBIs, 4 walks, but he does have 3 strikeouts. DJ LeMahieu, he's been 8 for 23 against the Red Sox. He has a home run, 4 RBIs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts of his own. Gleyber Torres, think about this. He was 6 of 20 with a double, a home run, 4 RBIs, but he does have 3 strikeouts. This is why the Yankees are just having fun with it, and this is why the Red Sox are having fun and the Yankees are struggling. This is what the Yankees feel like doing right now. The Red Sox have swept the Yankees, and they will not be seeing each other again for a while, which may be a good news for the Bronx Bombers. And I'm going to tell you right now, if it weren't for the Baltimore Orioles being the most sorry team in Major League Baseball, and if the Orioles were not in the AL East, the Yankees would be in the cellar. They're next to last in the division. I had them winning the whole thing. So the question is, can the Yankees bounce back? We're going to have to wait until after the All-Star break. And that's about the only thing that's making sense right now. This is getting ridiculous. I had the Yankees winning the division. And now the Red Sox are the ones taking it. But we still have the All-Star break, and anything can happen. And it usually does. All right. Let's move on. The San Francisco Giants did take 2 out of 3 from the Oakland A's despite the fact that the A's won today, 6-2. For this series for the Oakland A's, Matt Chapman, he was 4 for 12 with a home run, 2 runs, 5 RBIs. He had a walk, but he did have 3 strikeouts. Three buzzers for him, unfortunately. Matt Olson, 2 for 12 with 2 runs, 2 walks, and he had 3 strikeouts of his own. And Ramon Laurinaro, I gave him some love. I'm having real second thoughts. He was 1 for 11 with a run, a walk, and he struck out 4 times. All right. But as far as the Oakland A's go, today's game, I do want to give some love. The Oakland A's started Cole Irvin. Today against the Giants, he pitched 8 solid innings, gave up only 3 hits, 2 walks. He struck out 8. He now has a record of 6-7 record with a 3.64 ERA, and he does have 68 strikeouts to his credit. Give him some love. I know I'm going to. But for the San Francisco Giants, there may not be much love for Brandon Crawford, Donovan Solano, and Mike Yastrzemski, and here's why. Brandon Crawford, he was 2 for 9 for the series with a run, an RBI, and 3 strikeouts. Donovan Solano, he was 3 for 11 with 2 doubles. He did have 2 runs, a home run, an RBI, a walk, but only 2 strikeouts. He gets no buzzer. Mike Yastrzemski, I gave him some love. I'm having real second thoughts. He was only 1 for 10 with a run, a walk, but he struck out 4 times. Now let's think about this. Let's think about these 6 players, the 6 power hitters from each. There's 3 from each team that I want to talk about. I've looked at everything this season, and the Oakland A's are still 2 games back of the Houston Astros. Now what's going on? Well, let's see. Matt Chapman, in the last 7 days, he's been 6 for 24. He does have a triple, 3 runs, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. He's got to do better. In the last week, he's been 7 for 28 with 6 runs, 2 walks, a home run, an RBI, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Got to play better than that. And Ramon Laurinaro, in the last 7 days, he's only been 6 for 26 with 5 runs, 2 doubles in the series, a home run, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. I mean, if you take a look at everything, I'm going to do some quick number crunching because I just want to crunch. I like messing with the numbers here, people. And you know how I am. And the bottom line is this. This is the way I am. Well, let's see, 12, 18. That was my clothes dryer. That was not my phone, by the way. 5. 13. In the last 7 days between these 3 hitters, they are a combined 19 for 78. Yikes. This is why the Oakland A's are struggling to try to keep up with the Houston Astros. And you're seeing why. Now, for the San Francisco Giants, Brandon Crawford. In the last 7 days, he's been 7 for 20 with 3 runs, 2 doubles, a home run, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Keep that number in mind, 7 for 20. Donovan Solano. He's been 7 for 21 with 3 runs, a double, a home run, an RBI, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts of his own. He's 7 for 21. Keep that in mind. Mike Yastrzemski, in the last week, he's 24 with 5 runs, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, a walk, but he struck out times. He's been 5 for 20. He's 5 for 24. Do some quick number crunching here. Let's see here. Hold on here. 14, 19. In the last week, those 3 hitters for the San Francisco Giants have been a combined 19 for 65. I just had some time to kill. I just had to do this real quick. And that's the thing that I am. And that's the one thing I have learned. Never take anything for granted. But I want to go back to the Yankees for just a moment. Urshela. Now let's see. Gio Urshela last week, he's 7 for 21. I know some of you guys are curious about that. 6 for 18 for Judge. LeMahieu, 8 for 23. And Torres, 6 for 20. Let me crunch up some numbers here. Okay. Now I'll have to start over again, but I'm a little too far down. Bear with me for just a moment, people. Hey, if you have any comments, keep your comments coming. I would like to hear from you. Just to let you know that I'm going to be here for just a little bit longer. Okay, 8, 9, there's 12, 4, 6, 8. All right, 13, 21, 27. The Yankees hitters, those 4 hitters that I've mentioned for the Yankees this past week, Urshela, Judge, and LeMahieu and Torres, they are a combined 27 for 82. That has just been something I've been thinking about this last week. And that's just this past week. What will next week bring? We don't know. However, in the way that things have been going so far, it may be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes. Just some food for thought. All right. Now let's move on to the world of motor racing. Well, this weekend at Pocono was a memorable one. It was a great weekend of motor racing at Pocono. Now next week, the NASCAR Cup Series goes to the Road America Sports Car Course for the first time ever. And that's going to be a fun race. I got a feeling about that. But let's look back at Pocono, shall we? The race on Saturday, we thought Kyle Larson was going to win 4 in a row. He almost did, but a blown tire on the final lap coming down to the checkered flag cost him certain victory. His Hendrick teammate Alex Bowman came home the winner. Larson finished 9th. But in the race on Sunday, it was an interesting one. Late in the race, William Byron and Denny Hamlin ran out of fuel with just a few laps to go, giving Kyle Busch the win. And Kyle Larson came home in second after he made up for his tire nightmare on the final lap on Saturday. It was a great win. It was great wins for the weekend for William Byron and for Kyle Busch. Now, you know Kyle Busch likes being the bad guy. He relics in that role. And that's the deal. Now, that was Pocono. The NASCAR Cup Series goes on to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the first time ever. The Cup cars are going to be running at Elkhart Lake. And I'm going to tell you something. The IndyCar drivers know what Road America can do. Well, how will the Cup guys feel? And speaking of the IndyCar series, just real quick, the Indy cars are going to Mid-Ohio at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. That is now Mid-Ohio and Road America are the 2 best road courses anywhere in the world or anywhere in this country. Mid-Ohio, you got the elevation changes, the beauty, the Ray Hall family's backyard, and at Road America, anything can happen. It's 4 miles round, and anything can happen on a given weekend. And that's all there is to it, my friends. And that is all there is to it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts. Yes, this weekend was a short wrap-up, I grant you. But we're not out of news. Chauncey Billups has agreed to be the new coach of the Portland Trailblazers. How will the Trailblazers fare with him? Hopefully they'll fare pretty well. I really hope so. But as I think about the NBA playoffs and what has happened so far, ratings for the playoffs have gone up. Now everybody knows that LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers have been eliminated. The ratings for the playoffs have gone up. I've actually enjoyed the playoffs. I really have this time. Because this year, we're going to have a new NBA world champion, and it's going to be somebody different. I love the competition in sports. I'm tired of the same teams. I'm tired of the dynasties. If the Indians would have had a dynasty back in the 90s in Major League Baseball, I would have been happy. But the word dynasty sometimes needs, I wish sometimes we don't have a super team. The days of the super teams in the NBA and all the professional sports are coming to an end. And even in the world even in the college game, the dynasties are coming to an end. Times have changed in the sports landscape. Will it be for the better or will it be for the worst? We don't know. But the one thing I can say for sure is we've had a great ride. And it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. The NBA Finals start on Thursday, July 8th. Who will be in the finals? We don't know. We're one game. The Suns are one win away from being there. The NBA East Finals still has a little ways to go, but it will start getting closer. As it gets closer, we'll see how it goes, and that's the truth of the matter on this night. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. I will be right back here Friday at 12 noon for the Scott Manning YouTube weekend kickoff show to get you ready for the weekend. And I will also be back here next weekend at 11:30 on Sunday night for the weekend wrap-up show. Thank you guys so much for being with me. You guys are a great group. You guys have a great week. Good night, everybody, and I'm so glad that you guys were able to join me. Good night, everybody. And thank you so much for being with me, and God bless.